beast! Ah!
Hello and welcome back to another episode of Not the Bees, the Nicolas Cage filmography podcast. I'm Elizabeth.
I'm Megs.
And this week we watched 2010's The Sorcerer's Apprentice, directed by John Turteltaub. It's an hour and 51 minutes long. It stars Nicolas Cage and Alfred Molina. We open in Britain 740 AD. A narrator tells us about the war between wizards. Horvath sides with Morgana and kills Merlin. Veronica, not a witchy name, draws Morgana's soul into herself, but Morgana starts killing her from the inside, so Balthazar seals them both inside the Grimold, which looks kind of like a Matryoshka doll, and is, in fact, a Matryoshka doll, as over time he captures more and more sorcerers in it, layering it up. Merlin, with his dying breath, gives Balthazar, played by Nick Cage, his dragon ring, which will lead him to the child that will one day grow to be Merlin's successor. Balthazar searches for centuries. Cut to New York City, the year 2000. We meet David, who is oh so precocious. He's 10 years old, and he's on his field trip to Ellis Island or some shit. He passes a note to a cute girl, and when it blows away with her response, he chases after it until it leads him to an arcane shop in a very disheveled New York street. He goes in the shop and almost immediately starts knocking things over. He meets Nick Cage, who is acting creepy. Nick Cage shows him the dragon ring and says if it likes him, Dave, he can keep it. The ring, of course, comes to life and wraps around David's finger. He is the boy Balthazar has been looking for. Balthazar tells him he's going to be an important sorcerer and not to move or touch anything while he goes downstairs. While Balthazar is gone, Dave is just checking out the ring when the wall begins to knock. It breaks open and out comes the Grimold. Dave picks it up and it lights up and he drops it. It opens. Thousands of bugs begin pouring out and they form the shape of a man. It's Horvath. He and Balthazar fight. They both end up in an old urn turned to ash, and Dave leaves with the Grimold but throws it in the street. 10 years later. It's Dave's birthday. He's in college. The ring is in his sock drawer. His friend Bennett is trying to convince him to come out for his birthday, but Dave is all about his studies. He meets a girl in his physics class. Her name is Becky, and she's the same girl he passed the note to 10 years ago. He explains that he transferred schools and that he had low glucose level that made him hallucinate. The urn with the dueling sorcerers is now in someone's house. It starts shaking. Dave walks Becky to her radio station gig and helps fix her antenna. At his giant Tesla coil, Bennett is mad that Dave didn't ask her out. The urn opens and out comes Horvath. He picks up the urn and carries it to the window and chucks the urn out. Balthazar comes out and grabs the ledge. They both go hunting for David. Horvath gets to him first. He sicks wolves on Dave, but Balthazar shows up in the nick of time and changes the wolves into puppies. He's riding a giant metal eagle, picks up Dave, and flies away. On a rooftop somewhere, Balthazar lays out the stakes. You were the last person seen with the Grimold, which means Horvath will not stop coming for you. Dave agrees to help, and they go to get Balthazar's bitchin' car. Balthazar gives Dave the rundown. Sorcery is both magic and physics. Sorcerers are born with the ability to use their whole brains, which is why physics comes so easily to Dave. He teaches him a simple spell to cast fire. Horvath is outside where the arcane store was. He uses magic to see what happened that day 10 years ago. A Chinese woman picks up the Grimold in the street. Balthazar and Dave are in Chinatown, but Horvath got there first and let an Asian sorcerer out, who proceeds to take all the acupuncture needles in the store and shoot them at Balthazar. Balthazar shoots him out a window, and then he in turn makes a parade dragon into a real dragon. Dave runs, Balthazar gets the Grimold, and Dave shoots fire at the dragon. The dragon explodes and turns back into paper, and I think he crushes the other sorcerer?
Balthazar?
Yeah, I think that's what happened. Balthazar says he can return the ring now, but Dave says he wants to learn more. They go back to his Tesla coil, which is in an abandoned train station. Balthazar begins training Dave. He tells Dave that the ring projects the electrical energy of the nervous system into the physical world, that without his ring, a sorcerer is powerless. Horvath goes to see a guy about an army. We get a montage of Dave training. Horvath goes to see the Magician of the Year, Drake Stone. He's a Morganian and a sellout. And he is, like, supposed to be Chris Angel, basically.
Yeah.
And it's never not fun to make fun of Chris Angel. Dave runs into Becky and offers to help her study. Balthazar thinks this is an unnecessary distraction. Drake, Stone, and Horvath find Dave in a public restroom. Horvath demands the Grimhold and tells Dave, and Dave finally demands some answers from Balthazar. He tells Dave about the Prime Merlinian, but it's stupid and I won't repeat it. Dave says Becky is coming over and he needs to clean, so we get the scene from the animated movie where Mickey gets the brooms and the mops in on the cleaning action, all magicified. Yeah. Becky shows up, but he can't stop the mops, so he sends her away, and Balthazar shows up just in time to keep him from being electrocuted. Balthazar tells him that magic isn't a shortcut, and Dave says he's no good at it anyway. He goes for a walk, and Becky sees him and follows him up to the roof of the skyscraper. They have a chat. Meanwhile, Drake and Horvath infiltrate the secret Tesla coil study room and find the Grimhold. Dave shows back up and saves Balthazar. A chase ensues. It's kind of cool because they can change their cars into any other car, and they do, like, multiple times. Horvath and Drake get away with the Grimhold. The bad guys kidnap Becky. The good guys go walking into the trap. Dave saves Becky, but Horvath has the Grimhold and Merlin's ring. Dave comes clean with Becky about his magic. Balthazar takes off to try and save the day. Dave and Becky follow behind because Dave thinks he can stop them without magic. Battery Park. Horvath breaks open the Grimhold and out comes Veronica with Morgana driving the bus, so to speak. Dave is desperately trying to get there. Balthazar is on the scene getting his ass kicked. Becky is climbing a radio tower to turn a satellite dish for reasons. Morgana begins to raise the dead. Dave shows up in Balthazar's car with a Tesla coil in the front and zaps away Horvath's staff, allowing Balthazar to hit him with some magic. Becky repositions the dish and Morgana's spell is broken. Balthazar pulls Morgana out of Veronica, but he can't hold her. Morgana comes out and casts magic missile, but Dave is able to counter her without his ring. He shoots plasma at an electrical station and it takes her out. Balthazar didn't see this, though, because he is dead. Dave doesn't like that, so he uses magic to defibrillate Balthazar's heart. It works! Balthazar and Veronica are together. Dave and Becky are together. Bennett had 2 whole scenes. The end. Megan, what did you think of this movie?
I think Nicolas Cage really wanted to be Harry Dresden.
Who is Harry Dresden?
There is a collection of books written by Jim Butcher that are colloquially known as the Dresden Files. And it's about Harry Dresden, who is a hard-boiled PI, but he's also a wizard. And he wears a leather duster and a big fucking hat and has long hair. Like, Nick Cage in this movie looks exactly like cosplay I've seen of Harry Dresden.
Nice.
And I feel like that's just what he wanted to be. The look was killer. He had a great wig. He had a great trench.
Oh my god, his hair looks so greasy.
I don't actually think it looked that greasy, but I do think that it looked soft and, like, shiny and curly. Like, it was a good wig. It wasn't a gross looking wig. I also thought, maybe he wants to be, the Demon Crowley, but, like, the Bentley that we see him driving in this movie, which is his car, is actually his car. In real life, it's a 1935 Bentley. It's one of a kind. Nicolas Cage owns it. So
I did not know that.
Yeah, so of course his car had to be in that movie. But you're right. The way that they can change their vehicles that they're in is really cool. I think my honest opinion of this movie is that it is not worth the cast. I think the cast is phenomenal. I think that every single person that was a major part of the cast has phenomenal talent that is not showcased in this movie. I feel like the costuming was good. I feel like the editing was fine. I feel like the story fell flat for me. And I don't think that... I don't know. I didn't enjoy this movie.
I thought it was a fun little romp. I think you're right that it falls a little flat, but it is an enjoyable film.
Oh yeah, there's something wrong with it. Yeah. You're right about that. It's definitely a young adult sort of fantasy thriller. So, I mean, if I look at it like from that, lens, like it's a lot like Percy Jackson, where it's, it's not, very dark. Like the color palette is dark because most of this story takes place, I think, at night, but it's not like dark and like twisted and like mental or anything like that. It's a cute young adult film about magic. Yeah.
Yeah.
And there are a lot of, Disney call outs, like the mop and bucket scene that we originally saw in Fantasia. At the end of the movie, there's like a really tiny, like 15-second long end credit scene. And you don't really even see anything other than a real life physical version of the hat that Mickey wears in Fantasia under glass. And then you see another bowler hat, and it's Horvath, and he goes to pick it up, and there's like a roach under. So, like, I mean, there's a couple of cool things about it. It's definitely, it definitely calls to, its source material with the with Fantasia and stuff like that. It's not incredibly smart, but it is at times clever.
Yeah. I'll give you that.
Its use of color is very neat. I think that making the cage for all of these bad magic users a set of Russian nesting dolls was a little throwaway. I don't know. I feel like it doesn't match with... I feel like there's a lot of rich magical history that we are missing.
Yeah, I was wondering, like, I don't know when the Matryoshka doll was invented. Does it go back to 740 AD?
I mean, it probably goes back a very long time. Let me see. Hang on.
Yeah.
We have the power of Google. I'm wrong. The first Russian nesting doll, or Matryoshka, was created in 1892, making the dolls just over 100 years old.
Yeah. So that doesn't real fit.
And the origins can be traced back to Japan. Yeah. So, I mean, it was like things that weren't computing for a reason. We see at the beginning when Dave is a little kid and he ends up in the, what is it called? The Arcana Cabana. When he ends up there, we see all of these different items that are from all over the world. We know nothing. We learn nothing about them at all. We have no idea what their origins are, what part of like the world they're from, their history. I feel like, I don't know. Maybe it's just not my... I don't know. I was... For what it is, the movie is cute. It's not like I'm going to sit here and say that it was a bad movie. I personally did not enjoy it because I enjoy things like, magic, fantasy, the rich history of artifacts and stuff like that. And I feel like this was just...
glossed over.
Yeah. Yeah. I don't know. So it wasn't really my cup of tea. I do think it was well acted. I mean, it fucking better be because it's got Alfred Molina. It's got Nicolas Cage. It's got Jay Baruchel, who is always an unexpected choice, but always really good. Fucking Monica Bellucci.
Yeah.
And like she has 7 lines in this whole movie. And it's just, I don't know. I don't know. This movie didn't hit enough for me to feel like it was worth the talent that it cast. Because I don't think it is. I don't think it is. I don't think that this movie lives up to the people that were in it.
Don't forget Alice Krige as Morgana.
Right. Teresa Palmer, Toby Kebbell, Omar Benson Miller is the one that plays Dave's roommate. Yeah, he plays Bennett. I mean, I don't know. I just feel like there's a lot of talent in this movie, and this movie just kind of, for me, it fell flat when you have that much talent, I guess. When you have that much ability, it felt like it was wasted to me.
That's fair.
It wasn't a bad movie.
I thought the sets were fantastic.
They were.
I thought the acting was great. I thought the story left something to be desired, but anytime you have 6 cooks in the kitchen writing a story, it's going to turn out a little overdone.
Yeah, and this movie I think had like 3 or 4 different writers on it. Like a lot.
It had, let's see here, 3, 4, 5 writers.
Jesus, that's unnecessary.
3 did the screen story and 3 did the screenplay, with one of them doing both.
That is a lot of cooks in the kitchen. But you're right. The set designs were great. The lighting was great. I don't think that the editing was bad.
Great.
The costuming was amazing. And that one scene where they released the Asian wizard, and he grabs all of the acupuncture needles and throws them at Nick Cage. Like, his leather duster, like, just like absorbed it. That was a pretty cool scene. It was neat to watch them turn a cloth dragon covered by like 3 people all become a real dragon. That was pretty cool. That was pretty neat. I mean, there's a lot of neat things in it. There's a lot of neat things that are involved in this movie. Like at the beginning when we see Horvath chasing with the wolves. And at first, and like these wolves came from a calendar that was in, so like they're just projections. They're not real wolves. And then Nick Cage turns them into puppies. And then there's a split second where you see that he turns as this, because they're on train tracks, as the subway train is coming towards them, he snaps his fingers and the puppies just turn into paper and fall down.
Yeah.
Like there's some very quick scenes like that with magic that are very neat to watch.
The only character that I felt really underserved by the plot was Dave, because he's not given much of a motivation when Balthazar tells him, like, okay, will you help me get the Grimold back? You can give me the ring back and we can be done with all of this. And there's no reason that is presented to the audience for Dave's turn to say, no, wait, I think I want to learn more.
Right.
He should have, by all rights, said, okay, here's the ring. I'm fucking done with this shit.
Literally.
Yeah, there's no real reason for his sudden turn towards the magical arts.
Do you know what it is for me, actually? I think there are 2 competing stories in this movie, and they don't really mesh with each other, right? Because you have the love interest, who is Becky, played by Teresa Palmer, and that story in itself is kind of cute. You know, they're used to be classmates in 4th grade, and now they're classmates at the same college, and like they've met up again, and maybe this is the right time, and like that story is competing with the magic,
right?
And it when the magic is revealed to her, she was very kind of wooden about it, and also B, just very eager to accept that magic is real, that it's literally happening to them, and that this nerdy boy does magic. I don't know.
Yeah.
I feel like the magic side of it and the love interest side of it compete too much. I don't feel like their stories really connect in a way that's needed in the movie. And I hate to say that because I fucking love Teresa Palmer. I think that she's actually a powerhouse of an actress. I've seen a lot of her work. I just don't think that she was necessary. I don't think that whole part of the story was needed in this movie at all. I feel like it detracted a lot from, I don't know, the magic part of it, which is what really was the thing that interested me. I don't know. But what would you give the caginess of this movie?
What would I give the caginess of it?
Yeah.
First of all, his eyes in this movie are huge. Huge. Like, he looks like he's peering out of the screen and into your soul.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. It's hot. I'm not even gonna try to. It's hot. It's hot. That 5 o'clock shadow, those bright eyes, the wig, that duster, the whole walk. It works.
I would give him a B.
Okay, I think that's fair.
What would we give the movie?
I don't know if I can fairly judge it. To me, it feels very pedestrian and very, like I said, competing. There's two separate storylines that are going on that are competing with each other. There's not enough depth of like world for me to have enjoyed it. I don't know. I think for me it's if I'm being kind about it, it's a C. If I'm being genuine, it's like a D.
I was thinking it's a C.
Yeah. I mean, it's a solid effort. It's fairly pedestrian. It's not very fantastical. It's just, it's fine that it's modern day. It's just if we started in 740 AD, it would have been nice to know a little bit more about stuff. That's a lot of fucking history.
I will give you that. I will absolutely give you that.
Like, it's a lot of shit that, like, is just glossed over.
Yeah.
And, yeah, I don't know. That's not my thing. Not a fan.
Well, there you have it, folks. We have a middling entry. It's just a lot better than the Fs we've been seeing lately.
Yeah, that's fair.
And Nick Cage gives a solid performance with huge eyes.
Indeed.
So that's it from us this week. If you want to follow along at home on our socials, we are on Instagram at NotTheBeesPod, where we post pictures every week of the movie that we're watching. We are on Patreon if you want to kick us a few bucks at patreon.com/NotTheBees. And for this week, I've been Elizabeth.
And I've been Megs.
And we'll see you next time.